Well, good morning. Bit of rain in the night. It's coming out to be a fine day, but look at it. So it's Friday. Got nothing to fry though. In fact, I've just fried up the last of my parsley from a couple of days ago. Flies are trying to eat it too. The last of it. Yesterday I only had one leg for breakfast, so I didn't have any dinner. I thought I was rationing it for today because I'm running out of ideas. So this is it. I've got this, look at that little bit of stinging nettle cooking. And a bit of mamaku, a bit of dry mamaku to chew on. There was actually a possum out here last night about 2:30 in the morning. I got up and chased him round. He's a wild bastard. I've seen that one before. It's a big brown one. He's obviously been hunted or been chased because he sees me coming. He just, oh damn, he's just scarpers. He just jumps off the tree like a kamikaze pilot, and he's out of there. Doesn't hang around at all. So no chance of getting that one. Never mind. A couple more days to fill in the weekend. I'm out of here. Getting to the stage I'm looking forward to it, I tell you. Posse rib cage. Yeah. That's primitive, eh? And hopefully today, it looks like it's going to be a hot one. We'll actually get out for a swim. I haven't been out for a couple of days. I was going to go for a hunt this morning, but then the wind sort of got up and it was raining and stuffers. I was actually knackered. I don't know why I haven't done anything. Just the starvation, right? Just feel so tired all the time. I think we'll go for a walk after breakfast. Might take a big stick and actually look for some holes where the possum might be sleeping. That's probably I've got a bit of an idea where there may be a few, so I've been looking, over the last 12 days or whatever it's been, and haven't found any, but you just never know. Not really appealing, is it? Get his back steaks off. It's gone a bit rotten in there. Trouble I found with the belly flap and the loin just tastes like guts. I've got to give that a bit longer on the fire, that bit. Well, there's a steep face up here behind me. Not far from behind camp. It sort of drops down to a little plateau where my camp is beside the lake. But it's warm and north facing. This area here has got quite a lot of flax on it, which potentially got a few possum sites in it. But we're going to work our way along the face and just look for any well-used holes, and we'll poke a stick up there and see if we can't get a bit of action. I'm going to give it an hour. I'm bloody weak and tired. It's probably about all I can handle. Go back for a rest. Go out, give it a crack, eh? A little bit of Kayaking fern. There's a fiddlehead. Put that in our pocket. Should be pretty obvious if there's a possum in a hole, because there'd be a well-used entrance way. Really young growth, the Kayaking gets this reddish tinge to it. So I'll pick any of that I see. Chuck it in the pot tonight. Then she's tight up here. Check that out. Amazing how that bloody tree's still standing there. Oh, well, if nothing else, we got a good view from here anyway. There's our little fishing spit down there by camp. Looks like a little coral atoll, doesn't it? The papa rock showing up through the water. A big wind gust coming across the bay at the moment. A few white caps. Not too bad. Plenty of potential of possum be under there. That big hollow area right under the ground here. Oh, can't hear anything wriggling. Big old beech tree up there with a big hollow bit underneath it. If I can get up there, I'll have a look under there. Ooh. Ordinarily I'd run up a place like this, but at the moment I'm struggling on the flat ground, let alone any bloody hill. Oh, no, that's not it. Fucking bastard. To find an easier way up there. Could end up hurting myself. All the young dragonflies here in the sun. Well, no luck with the possum poking exercise. been about an hour and a quarter since we left camp. Time flies, eh? Poked into a fair few holes. Couldn't actually find any holes that looked like really well used, so they were nice dry sites too, so I'm wondering if they're up some of these big trees and the little epiphytes and things like that, you know, they tend to find little dry nest sites. Well, it could be travelling away too from further up the ridge, so yeah, it was worth a go. I'm actually back around by the exclosure plot that we found a few days ago by Trout Creek. So I'm just sitting here having a breather, enjoying a bit of breeze coming off the lake. It's nice and cool under the forest here actually. I know when I get back to camp it's going to be bloody rip snorter. So we won't go any further, we'll just cruise on back. Takes it out of you, I tell you, I've got no energy. I'm right on the flat ground if I take my time, but get me on the side of a hill or anywhere it takes a bit of energy. I think that's when accidents happen, eh? I don't think the old brain's quite working how it should, weird as it sounds. It's obviously not getting fed, so it hasn't got the energy like any other body organ, I suppose, but I've noticed I'm just making not dumb decisions, but just doing silly little things that I wouldn't do normally, like this morning. I went down to the water hole to get water, right? And there's a track I follow every single day. Pretty obvious. And for some reason, just wandered off the side of it aimlessly, in amongst the thick crap. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? I did it on the way back too. It's like the brain's not communicating with the rest of the body in some way. Just little things I noticed that I think that's what it must be. Just the lack of food going in the body is not supporting the brain. So, boy, you've got to be on your game a bit here. You've got to be thinking about things all the time because that's when accidents are really going to happen. So I'm just, the next couple of days are probably going to be pretty low key around camp. Chuck the rod in the water, fill a bit of time in fishing. Although, to be honest, I've given up on the bloody fishing. You can never give up completely. There's always a chance, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think the only thing I can think of is maybe a night fish might be worth a go, but then there's problems with eels and what have you. Never mind. Yeah, we'll just cruise, chew on a bit of mamaku and that sort of thing. Just be careful, get to the end in one piece. Enjoy it while we can, because I got to go back to work soon. I'm sitting by the lake beneath the summer sun, thinking strange the things that we do for fun. 2 weeks alone with nothing to eat, a whiskery chin and sunburned feet. I've hunted high, I've hunted low, looking for food to eat, Some ferns, some weeds, some possum meat. Staying alive out here is no mean feat. At night I hear the moorporks fuss. At dawn I hear the tui's beautiful chorus. The brown trout cruise to and fro, but I can't catch 'em. I've tried, The red deer sneak around quiet as mice. What I think, wish I had a bag of rice. I've learned a few things and burned some fat, so not a bad trade-off, if you think like that. How I do look forward to a feast, friends, family, and my dog, the vicious beast. I'll be there soon, and then Christmas. Though before long, I know I'll miss this. The peace, the quiet, the wind in the trees, the buzz in the manuka of the little bees. A trip to remember, laugh about in years to come. How I starved myself silly and burnt brown in the sun. Alone, hungry and fading away, but oddly happy, at least for today. That's all the Shakespeare will get out of me. Well, what a day. It's probably been the hottest day I've had in the last 2 weeks. Absolute stifling rip snorter. I tell you, it must have been pushing 30 degrees. Just unbearable out in the full sun in the middle of the day. So last few hours I've been hiding in the shelter, just bored witless, to be honest. Yeah, just waiting for it to cool off. So the sun's just dipped behind the ridge line above me, so it's just after 7 o'clock. So yeah, it's getting into the nice time of day now where it's going to cool off and the breeze will ease off soon. The lake will be flat. So I've come out on the peninsula by camp just to sit here with a rod for an hour, just to chill out a bit really. Not expecting too much action, but just feel like I've got to do something, you know. So I'm not really achieving much at the moment. You know, tomorrow's pack up day, so I'll try not to use any energy because I ain't got none. Just chewing on bits of mamaku all day. And I'm struggling to get another possum. The damn things were out last night. I must have seen 3, but it's so bright with nearly a full moon at the moment. They just see you coming and they're gone. I'm going to try again tonight. You never know, I might get one doofus thing that's dumb as, but looks like I'm going to be down to chewing on mamaku for a whole day tomorrow as well. And we'll cruise off about this time tomorrow night, I think, when the wind eases off and the lake should be calm. So we've got tomorrow to fill in and just pack up slowly and get organised. Not to worry. Beautiful time of day just to sit out here anyway. Well, good morning, and what an absolute bloody ripper it's going to be today. The last morning of our last day. A little bit of rain in the night, a little bit of wind too, and I was thinking, oh no, the weather's crapped out. I'm never going to get across the lake tomorrow, you know. But look at it now, you would never know. It's absolutely beautiful. Well, what do you know? McPossy nuggets for breakfast. Yeah, I know it's not big, but when you're hungry, you're not too worried about how big it is, eh? Yep, cracker, absolute cracker. So I got that in the tree behind camp last night. So I'll eat some of that for breakfast this morning. We'll have the rest tonight, probably about 5 o'clock. So I've got a bit of energy in the tank to get out of here tonight. Yeah, I've got the day ahead of us just to cruise really and pack up slowly and get organised. It's going to get hot. It's probably going to get breezy this afternoon. So I'm going to wait till about 7 tonight when the sun sets and the wind should die off, the lake should come off, and we should get across the other side all right. So all going to plan. So we'll just cruise and enjoy our last moments here before we cut a track for home. Looking forward to it. Okay, I'm going to activate the 3 spring snares I've got around camp just to show you how they work. Okay, here's the possum, the stick. He's walking along the track. Put his head in the noose. Oh, fucking stick broke. Well, that didn't work. Now let's find another stick. Right, I'm going to activate the 3 snares around camp. These are spring snares, and I'm just going to pretend the stick is a possum, and you can see how they work. Okay, and walking along the track here, head in the snare. Oh, ow! Goes up the tree. Goodbye, posse. Right, here's the 3rd and lucky last. Posse comes walking along. Ooh, what's in there? Donk. Up the tree. Okay, well, it's time to cut a track. Sun setting, wind's just picked up, typical way. It should die off a little bit later, so I'm not expecting any big problems tonight. I've got got about an hour and a half till dark, so I'm probably not going to get to the other end of the lake till dark. Then I'll just roll up on a beach somewhere with my sleeping bag. So I want to take my tarp kayak home. I was going to just tow it behind, but a couple of reasons I'm not going to do that. One is that it doesn't sit very well in the water without weight in it. I could put rocks in it, I guess, but secondly, it's developed a few holes where obviously the tarp's a little bit fragile and it's bumped over a few rocks or sticks. It's got a few holes in, so it's taking on water. It's all very well for short trips around camp. I can just tip the water out, but when I'm doing an hour and a half across the lake, the last thing I want is it filling up the water, me trying to tow it. So I've taken the tarp off it, I've strapped it to the back of my sea kayak, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to do a bit of a burn up the lake for 20 minutes or so. If it sits there alright, we'll carry on. If it doesn't, we may have to abandon it and just hang it up in a tree so for some kids to play with. So yeah, hopefully it all goes well. Anyway, we'll just try it out first and see how it goes. I think it'll be alright if we take it nice and slow and steady. Going to be a bit of drag in the water, but there's no rush, so we'll just cruise. And fingers crossed it all stays in place. Well, good morning. What a wild bloody night that was, I tell you. Whew, I didn't think I was actually going to get here. Finally reached the shoreline here about 10:30 last night after an absolute battle with the elements. Left camp about 7:30, and the wind was quite light at the time, and over the last week it's actually settled off right on dark nicely, so I was expecting similar. Not to be. Got about an hour from camp and she actually got up quite bad, and swell picked up, whitecaps got up, everything started to break. It was getting ugly. So I was sort of in two minds whether to keep going. I figured, well, I'm going to stay right on the shoreline anyway. I'll just plod away at it. There was limited places to land after a certain point, so I knew I had to commit from there on, so I just kept at it. But I'll tell you what, they are the roughest conditions I've had in 20 years in the sea kayak, probably not since I was last up in Alaska, so that tells you something. Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that I had all those skills from my sea kayaking days, there's no way I'd be here today. I'd have to be back huddling under a rock somewhere. But I knew if I just plodded on slowly and just took my time and just focused very, very clearly on what I was doing, I would be alright. So yeah, I got here, but it was just a long battle with that other kayak strapped to the back deck. It created a lot of drag, and it was, you know, the kayak was unresponsive to my foot pedal movements and the steering. So then we got here. I'm bloody glad to get ashore, I tell you what. It was dark last night as well, so I was trying to, you know, the first sandy beach I could get at, I landed on. So basically broached onto rocks last night, pitch black, pulled ashore, actually quite relieved, to be honest. Turned out it was only 300 or 400 metres from where I wanted to get to anyway, and I could get access to the road from here, so that was a bonus. So anyway, I think it's a great time to say goodbye, and thanks for watching. It's been a hell 2 weeks for me. Well, not hell, but been bloody tough, eh? Always was going to be tough, but never really realised just how tough it was going to be, perhaps. Probably the biggest lesson for me was trying to change the whole mindset about eating 3 meals a day. You know, we're conditioned to do that, aren't we, in Western society, whereas out here I was lucky if I got 1, maybe 2, more often than not none. So I had to condition or try and convince my body that it was going to be alright, and that was bloody tough, to be honest. You know, I spent a lot of the time quite weak, not a lot of energy, as you'd expect. What did we eat? 5 possums over the 2 weeks, and 1 scabby brown trout that was near death anyway. Yeah, so a little bit, I feel a little bit disappointed and how I performed. I thought I'd done a lot better with the fishing. You know, I'm a river fisherman, I'm not really a lake fisherman, and perhaps that shows, but a lot of those skills should be transferable, and I didn't really come to the party. I probably would have been a different story with the right gear. I think a proper fly rod and floating line with a dry dropper rig, you would have got a few fish. It probably would have been quite exciting sight fishing for those browns actually. But they were hard work, wouldn't touch anything I tried them. Not to worry, we gave it a good go. The hunting, I feel like in the last few days I've just got on to where the deer are, and I think another week I probably would have got a shot at an animal. I'd narrowed it right down to where they were coming out, and I knew their trails, and it wasn't going to take a lot of energy for me to get over there and camp up and wait up for them to come out. I would have got a crack at them sooner or later. That would have been a bit of a game changer, and I probably reckon I could have handled another couple of weeks out there if I'd focused a bit more on that, and plus getting a few more possums. Definitely, there's a lot more sign around the lake edge further around where the possums are coming into the manuka and eating the little buds, and I would have targeted those. Quite hard with the snaring, you know, in the New Zealand bush, trying to find a place, either good run or a tree that's been really well hammered by possums to target them without a lure. That is really hard work. So especially on the manuka, there's so many little trees that they're running up and down, there's no obvious one to target. Anyway, we gave that a crack as well. That was a bit of fun. So all in all, went well. We made that kayak, that was a bit of a hoot. I've got a few ideas of how to modify that, that's why I brought it home. So yeah, it was good. I'm pleased with that. It was the first one I made in the New Zealand bush. You know, tough to make. Our wood doesn't like to bend, as I said, so it was a bit of a trial, and we got there, and it floated all right and worked all right, so I'm happy. So all in all, I'm bloody glad to be out. My pickup's arrived, so I'm going for feed now and change of clothes, and I'll, you know, just a bit of relief setting in really. 14 days, no food, all over. Now I'm going to have food. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Stay subscribed. I don't know what's going to happen next for the channel. There could be some surprises coming up. I'm open to ideas. Is there something you want to see? Is there something you want me to do? You know, let me know. It's been a bit of a hoot, so good on you. Catch you around, eh? See ya.